It is time for the Norwegian word of the day.
Yippee!
Today we're gonna have a word that is related to active ignorance, of course. And so we are gonna talk about the Norwegian word that I would use as a humorous word again, but it's very common in our area. And it is NISSELUE. It is written NISSELUE. And it is composed of two different words. The first word is nisse. And I keep sticking to this mythology, trolls and gnomes and things like that because, well, our country is very colored by that. It is so richly into our history, our words, and I don't usually think about it, but now that I share these words, it becomes very obvious. So, nisse, it is Santa. It is the Norwegian word for Santa, but we don't have that kind of glorious Santa as is most common in America. We have more like a relative of the gnomes. He's much more modest and not, there's no sparkling stuff around him. But he's more an ordinary guy, like a gnome type, but I think he's not small. He's ordinary size, but he's in that kind of range. And he is wearing a Santa hat, and that Santa hat is probably quite similar to the one that the American Santa has. So he has the red content, like the main part is red and it has this white strip, and in the end there's a white little thing. Well, this is my excellent explanation in English. I'll post a picture, I think that will work better. But our Santa hat is more usually like knitted and a little bit dull, like poor man's clothing. And so nisse is Santa, but lue is the same as a hat. So then we put them together and we get one word, which is NISSELUE. And Norwegians have been famous for this thing, or inside our own country it is a saying, and it's what we say always when there's something that we don't want to know. When there's something that is a little bit scary, a little bit complicated, a little bit challenging, a little bit out there, then we pull down our Santa hat, we pull down our NISSELUE so that we don't see it. And that's a brilliant solution, isn't it? Well, not so. But that is the saying, and it does reflect our kind of like laid-back style where we don't want conflicts. We're a little bit conservative. We don't want to jump out in something that we don't really know. So we're not the first to accept new procedures, whether it's medical or economical or it's technical or political or anything. We kind of like look to our neighbors and let them do it for 10 or 20 or 30 years. And then we can consider if this is safe or not. So in many cases, this is a good thing. When in other cases it is pure active ignorance, like the bad stuff that is going on in the world, well, that's bad and we don't have it in Norway. Oh, everything's fine here. And that's when we have pulled down our NISSELUE and we just don't want to admit fact the way that it is.